Good evening, everybody. This is Robin with another edition of Horror Pop After Midnight. And my guest tonight is filmmaker Cyrus Richardson, and also the friend of the podcast, my good friend Ashlee Lawhorn. How's it going, guys?
Thank you for having us. How you doing?
Pretty good. I just saw your indie short film, A.I. That was a fun short film. Have you thought about maybe... is it like more like a pilot testing out to see if it'll become a feature film?
Not necessarily a feature film. I was thinking episodes. So yeah, we've been in talks with some potential investors actually, and we are setting up another script as well, and we got the locations already down. So it's a potential. Got to get our schedules right and make sure we got the story right too.
Yeah. How'd you come up with the idea of A.I. Amy? Was it something in your life that really, made you write this, or how'd you come up with this?
No, it's just the criteria given us to the 48, and I reached out to about 5 talents that I personally wanted to work with. So, I got 3 of them, and so it ended up. So now I had to make a story with these 3 with the criteria from the 48-hour film competition in Columbus. And so I just kind of wanted to create a story that would get Columbus's attention. I know we're getting like a little tech heavy out here. So what would draw people to it? And our discussions are getting more with our society on like the interference of AI. We create it to help us, but it comes with downfalls and, it comes with some cons that we may not recognize. So that's kind of where I went with it by trying to create that discussion. How safe is AI? How much does it help us? How much is it worth it when they come with, certain things?
So, was Ashlee your ideal to play A.I. Amy?
She was ideal for me to be on my script. I've worked with her about 3 times, been on set with her like 4 times over the last 3 years. So we just happened to keep running into each other. So it's like, yeah, but I did not have a role for her because, that's the point of the 48. You don't have a story yet. And so I thought about it, and that was it. I told Ashlee, I wanted to give her a role that, she hasn't played before. And, I always want to test my actors because a good actor wants to have range, be tested to do something. So that's always what I'm trying to do. And so I kind of ran it by her. She's like, yeah, I'll do it. I was like, yes, you're the coolest.
Ashlee, tell us about your character, A.I. Amy.
Oh, yeah. So Amy is your AI robot friend, or so, she wants everyone to think. She pretty much is made by this bar owner's daughter. She made A.I. Amy to make his life easier and to make the bar run. And what she didn't anticipate is A.I. Amy also may have ulterior motives. So it's just one of those things where, like, I feel like an asset of mine is my smile in most cases. And it was really fun being able to take something that is normally seen as pretty and make it, like, creepy. And really, like, push the limit of, God, that is a creepy ass smile. Like, I want people to watch it and just kind of feel that as the film progresses.
Yeah, that smile was like a Joker, Cheshire cat type of smile. And you held that smile through that whole film. Did that kind of hurt a little bit while you were smiling?
I'm not going to lie. I really opened my eyes to the fact that I think I smile a lot because my cheeks didn't hurt at all. At the end of the day, the next day, I was like, I think I smile too much at this point. Like, maybe I'm too giving of just that.
And you're such a talented actress. And when I was watching you play artificial intelligence, I felt like you were a legit AI robot. I mean, you just nailed that down to perfection. It just felt like you were really a robot, and how you like moved around and all that. I know you had to watch some scenes of RoboCop to get that certain moves around. You had to watch RoboCop. Come on.
Well, I have watched RoboCop before. Thank you for the amazing compliment as well. But I actually, for this, Cyrus helped me out. And when I got to set, he had showed me a couple of things that he had in mind, his vision for what AI Amy may incorporate in her movements and stuff. And my friend Alex Deal played Harvey in Star Trek's Picard. And so I reached out to him, and I was like, hey, you were an AI robot, like on, this larger level platform. Like, what did you do to prepare for that? And thank God he got back with me in like a couple of hours. But he gave me some tips and tricks, and it really played out pretty well, I thought. I was surprised. I kind of already knew I was a little dorky with my body and stuff, but it was kind of fun, like really stepping into it and owning it in this one.
You sure did. Cyrus, when you wrote this script, it really got me into it. You can feel like the tension between, Amy and the bar owners. I mean, you can really feel the tension and the horror of it. Like you said, you mess with AI, there's always a consequence. And I love how it got like real eerie, how she was pitting father and daughter against each other to try to get her alternative motive, and then when you watch a little bit more, it just gets so intense. It just kept me on my seat. I was just sitting there going, okay, where's Amy going to be going with this and all that, and to the characters in the film at the bar, it started getting like that creep factor a little bit, being an AI.
Yeah, so that's definitely what I wanted to portray to the audience. So the audience gets to see Deborah, struggle trying to prove that she has a perfect robot. And so that's what happens with the bar owner. He's trying to say, hey, she's not perfect. She's doing this to me. And, the robot just comes across like everyone likes her, so no one can see it, kind of but the audience. But I didn't give enough conclusion. I still never gave her, like, did she poison that bowl of soup? We don't know. We never saw it. So you can never prove, and that's what the other episodes are going to be. You can never prove that the AI is doing something wrong. We could just speculate. And so now, the bar owner never has that conclusive evidence to say, see, she did do this. She just always keeps getting away with stuff, and that's kind of it's almost like a little bit of a comedy to it as well.
Yeah, it was.
You can turn it into whatever genre we want.
Yeah, and I love how you did it, since you're going to be doing like episode form, what you were saying. I love how you left it as a cliffhanger. It kind of reminded me of reading a mini sci-fi live action comic book. You know how comic books always have that cliffhanger at the end? It's like, man, I can't wait for the next issue. I got to see what really happened between Amy and the health inspector. You just felt that intense, and then you just ended it right there. It kept me guessing.
Well, and the thing is, too, I think, not to cut you off, Cyrus, but I was going to say, Dwayne Eggerson and Nicole Stubbs freaking killed it in their performances.
They did.
Like, they brought, so I feel like Dwayne just brought the comedy aspect out so much. He's just naturally, like, very animated and just such like a bolsterous guy. And then Nicole she embodies that like quiet little nerd girl, but then offset, she is not the quiet little nerdy girl. So it was just fun playing with those guys.
Yeah, to add to Nicole, what I loved about you guys' relationship was like even when the cameras weren't running, she was always like holding your arm, like I created this. Like she kind of never got out of the camera when you say cut. Like she would always just still treat Ashlee like I really created this. And even on the little small poster that we got, she's holding her arm, so she's got that possessiveness over like this is my creation and she's perfect. And so Nicole really jumped into her role very well.
And I love being taken care of, so she really made me feel great on set. She was constantly like pruning me, making sure everything was perfect. I was like, dang, this is really awesome.
Yeah, it took a lot of pride in you.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Dwayne and Nicole. They had that deep, intimate relationship between father and daughter. It felt like they were legit father and daughter. And how Dwayne's character, he really did that fatherly role. It just felt so authentic to Nicole's daughter, saying, hey, we don't need this, I'm trying to, keep this place, alive. We really don't need no AI. But I just love the deep dynamic between those two guys. You can just feel you can just feel they felt like they really knew each other for like years, how they played off each other.
Yeah, and like I said, I've worked with Ashlee on 4 sets. I've worked with Dwayne Eggerson for 3 years. Dwayne and Nicole have worked together on another short film of mine, so I just saw their chemistry the first time I worked with them. And like I said, when the cameras aren't rolling, they're truly in their roles, like going over and having that small rehearsal and going over the lines. And they bring their character out. Like, I write the lines, they look at them, and they kind of say other things. They do other things, and I'm good with that. So it seems natural. They're really not going off the dialogue in the script. And so that's why their acting seems so natural, because they take my point and they just run with it, and then they bring the characters alive very well.
So, where was this filmed at? Where was the bar filmed at?
This was in Canal, Winchester.
Okay.
So, yeah. Not sure I want to say the bar name, but it was a bar in Canal, Winchester.
Okay, we'll keep it like that, so you don't have people going, hey man, I gotta go see where this film where AI, and then you can see people coming in going, is AI Amy here? I want her to serve me.
You know what? I thought about that for marketing reasons. When we get that big, I'm gonna have to, get Ashlee to do some marketing stuff. People are gonna love to see you, almost like a Mickey Mouse type visit. Just like, hey, I'm a big fan. I'm gonna need you to play that role for marketing.
I'm going to have to learn how to do the robot and everything else by the end of it, like, after all of this.
I just love how you were playing the robot real good, especially how you were, like, sweeping and pouring drinks. I mean, you were just doing it naturally, like you're a legit robot.
Honestly, I swear, like, the tips Cyrus gave me and my friend Alex, they really helped a lot. And the other thing was, Cyrus gave me these boots that looked more, I guess, AI robotic.
Yeah.
And they were a little too big on me. And so the whole time when I'm trying to walk, I had to flex my feet. And so I'm walking, and it actually helped me look more robotic in the walk and everything else, because I couldn't keep my boots on. So it kind of all just came together, thankfully.
Yeah, so I agree that how she poured the water, my favorite parts of Ashlee's performance, how she poured the water, how she says, I detect that you're overworked, Harold. Do you want me to adjust the AC? And she just did that neck thing. Like, that's kind of, complete. That was Ashlee. Ashlee came up with that word, complete. And then the way she pulled the pool stick off the thing, that was like, oh my God, that was better than I can imagine. That was like so good. How she pulled the pool stick off the thing to hold it. So I was very excited. So I told her she's going to get a standing ovation. Told you online.
Oh, she is. And how she did that little clink with her neck. I mean, it was kind of fun, but kind of creepy at the same time. It was kind of felt like, is she going to go all demonic robot when she does that little clink a little bit or what? And I was waiting for something to go like, really like malfunction or not. And I love how you keep us guessing watching it. It's like, is she going to really like malfunction and go crazy? But I'm not going to rent for anybody, but you just get that feeling. Is she really going to just go mad?
Yeah, I think everyone did a good job of it. Naturally turned into something creepy, but a comedy at the same time. I don't know what genre you put that in, but it was just naturally how it came across, that something could be funny, but a little bit suspenseful at the same time. I
would call it a suspenseful artificial comedy.
Yeah, I like that.
So, Cyrus, how long did it take you to write the script? I mean, to film it?
Oh boy, this was late at night because we got our prop and our genre, character, and stuff at 7 p.m.
Okay.
And then we didn't have a DP. Our DP got sick, so I didn't even know if I was going to do this. I was so frustrated trying to put everything together. So it's 12 o'clock at night. We finally get a DP at 12 o'clock at night, and we got to be on set like 10 in the morning the next day. So I wrote this script at 1 in the morning, and I really was like so frustrated that I'm not sure I'm going to do this. And I just like, man, this has been a dream of mine to work with this talent. I cannot let people down. The fact that they trusted me to join my team without knowing the script yet means the world to me. Like, that's the most ultimate trust. And so I was like, no, I've got to come up with something. And, I just kind of truly meditated and got in my zone, and I just let the ideas come to me. So that's what came out at 1:00 in the morning.
Yeah, I respect you indie filmmakers, because there's a lot of like short competitions like the 48 hour. Over where I'm at, over in Cincinnati, we got Fright Film competition and a winter film where they come up with a word and you have to like make a film or subject out of it. And I don't know how you guys do it, just be able just to pick something up, figure who you're going to be in it, and then just write it by a certain time, man. That has to take a lot of patience.
Yeah, we have been, me and Ashlee have participated in the winter film last 2 years at least. So she's been on my team, and, she's always getting nominated. We were Audience Choice Award at the winter film last, actually. So, I got the right cast out here. And, so it's been a joy to work, honestly, what I feel is the best talent that Ohio provides.
I think so, too. Ohio has a lot of great talented actors and actresses in in the Midwest, especially with indie horror and indie film, because it seems like the Midwest has more of a bigger hotbed, especially indie horror and your type of film, AI Amy, than anywhere else. I mean, everybody else, has their hotbed. It just feels like Ohio just is like the top of it. I mean, the cream of crop of like indie horror and indie film.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are moving to, LA, Atlanta, New York, Chicago for their dreams to come true. So you're going to hear me say this a lot, that, the people who stayed here, we're just getting better under the surface. Like, no one's noticing us. We're just working on our craft. And so we're really not lost in the clutter in these bigger cities. And the thing about like Ohio and Columbus, we're 2 hours away from Cincinnati. So our network is closer knit. Someone in Northern California is not going to really connect to someone in San Diego, Southern California.
Yeah.
But someone in Cleveland is going to connect with someone in Columbus and Cincinnati. So we were brewing our talent here in Ohio just because of the landscape of our state is an advantage that I see. So that's why I'm staying here. And as you can see, I'm getting the best talent to work with staying here.
Hey, that's good. I mean, I love it because I'm a strong supporter of indie horror and also indie filmmakers, because you guys are really the heart and soul that really makes these films before it goes, all the way to the, to the big leagues, like the mainstream. And the cool thing I like about indie films is you see more of them come into movie theaters now, to the bigger screens, where they're getting more of a recognition, which I kind of like too.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to see that, and to see, your peers as well get on those bigger projects, or to see, just people that you've worked with, you've grown to know, love, like, friendships built and everything like that. Just watching them succeed and push forward like that is really, really cool. And I know, like, big things will be growing here eventually.
Oh, I think so too. Since your film AI Amy, your short, have you thought about, like, after this 48 hour, have you ever thought about maybe submitting it to film festivals to get AI Amy out there?
Yeah, we're actually working on editing it right now, so we don't have to, we have to stay under 7 minutes, I believe, for the 48. So we had some other scenes that could be shown and extend it and make, because we were rushed, so now we're not rushed. Let's do things a little bit better. And yeah, we're going to submit it to Cinema Columbus is one, coming up, and Hilliard has a film festival. I'll be part of the Pitch Columbus as I was last year. So yeah, everything that Ohio has to offer during this time, this season that we can submit to, we'll do it.
Have you ever also think about submitting it to the Dayton Independent Film Festival?
Of course, yep. That's one of them. One of our other films did well there a few years ago, actually.
So since you're going to add some more scenes, since you're going to send them to film festivals, was there any like great scenes with Amy, Ashlee's character Amy? Was there like a certain good scene that you wanted to put in but you couldn't do it that would have really made it crazy?
No, for the most part, we got all her best in because she was kind of like the focal point of the story, the title's A.I. Amy. So we make sure we got her best in, and then, we do have some scenes with, I don't even know, call them their names or the character, but, Dwayne and Nicole, that we wanted to expand on. So that's what we're doing. They acted really good. So that scene in the office is a lot longer because it's like, oh my gosh, I can't stop her, and then like movie over. Like, no, we've got some unbelievable takes. They were just like nearly crying, holding each other, saying she's overriding this, and like that scene is so much longer, and their acting is showcased so much more. So we'll put a little bit extended on that.
I have one more thing to add to that, Cyrus. At the very end, we wanted to add where AI Amy is winking at the camera with the smile, and we didn't have the time to get that in, and so due to just unforeseen circumstances, but that was how we wanted to really cap the ending, and we didn't get that. But.
Yeah, for sure. So we got that side view of her winking. You can barely even see that she's winking, but you see her lean in. And she's been winking throughout the whole short film, so you kind of pick up on it. But yeah, that was supposed to be a shot from where she looks directly at the camera, winks, boom, cut to black. And it's like, oh, what's that wink mean? Does that wink mean that I really did poison the soup, or I just wink? I'm just an AI robot that winks as a thank you and a please. So keeping that, out there for the audience to guess.
That would have been a great shot because it'd make you feel like, what if Amy's really like staring through the camera, staring through the screen at the audience, give them that diabolical wink, which keeps them guessing. That would have been perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, why'd you have to bring that up, Ashlee? I'm upset about that.
I know.
So we don't even have that in editing. We just don't have that footage. So
I'm like, hold up, Cyrus, that thing that really devastated you, mention that. Mention it right here so everybody knows.
Cyrus, so what's your since you did AI Amy, you're going to do episodes on it, so what's your other next projects you're going to be doing?
Yeah, I actually have a feature film that we're shooting in October. We were awarded the Ohio Film Tax Credit. I have a movie titled Aimless. It has to do with the phenomenon of sleep paralysis.
Ooh.
So I'm trying to bring that to light, and it's a psychological thriller. So, yeah, I got a degree in psychology, so a lot of my films have some type of, social awareness type of message to it. So, yeah, I got a feature film coming up, and the budget for that is $400,000, and very excited putting that together.
I'm looking forward to seeing it. I love when filmmakers will, when they do like horror movies or everything, I love how they put their past trauma or their life experiences in the film and mix it to make it like really deep and where it makes the audience really feel it. I love when filmmakers do stuff like that, especially in horror.
Oh yeah, definitely. And if it has that psychological twist in there too, that's just like chef's kiss. But definitely, I feel like the audience is able to connect a lot more with the realities of life. You know what I mean? If it's something that someone can relate to at any capacity, it kind of helps draw you in. So.
Exactly. And like AI Amy, I love how you filmed it, Cyrus, because this could really happen in real life. I mean, like you said, they're slowly coming. Pretty soon we may end up seeing some AI Amy's like roaming around, or AI Kens or whatever, and Skynet. It's coming true.
Yeah, I was telling my cast before we started shooting, and even after, it's like they're Google cars and Uber cars that they actually hit people and killed them. It's like, whose fault is that? You're going to blame the car? So what happens when this AI robot starts doing wrong things in our society? Like, I guess you got to blame the developer, but then it's like, hey, but I didn't do it. So now we got see, we're making things complicated. We think with technology, we do things that make our lives easier, but technology a lot of times makes things more complicated. So
I love how this movie had a message. You mess with stuff you don't understand, good or bad, there's always a powerful consequence at the end.
Exactly. And I also told this to my cast that man can never create nothing perfect because we're not perfect. So we can keep trying as much as we want. There will always be some small malfunction in any type of computerized robotic thing that we think is perfect and going to do something right. It's going to make accidents. It's going to do things that you didn't know was programmed to do. And that's kind of us, you know, our arrogance as humanity, thinking that we can be godlike to an extent, and we can't. So keep trying, everybody. But
oh yeah, no one can't be godlike. That's the Almighty Father, man. He's the only one perfect. We can try, but it's never going to happen.
Oh yeah.
So where can everybody find you, Cyrus, on social media to see what you're doing next, and also, you know, when we will find out when the next episode of AI Amy's going to be popping around?
Yeah, you guys can find me. All my social media keeps getting hacked, so the only thing that's left is my Instagram at 12 Stones Productions, and so I share a lot of my personal life along with what I'm doing in the film industry. So both of that. So 12 Stones Productions on Instagram.
And you, Ashlee?
Yeah, so anyone can find me on my website, ashleelawhorn.com, or my Instagram, Ashlee_page_Lawhorn, and then just Ashlee Lawhorn on Facebook.
All right. Thank you so much, guys, for coming on.
Definitely. Thank you for having us. This has been awesome.
Thank you so much.
Oh, anytime.
What you guys need. I appreciate it.
Anytime, yeah. Cyrus. I love your name, man. I always love that name, Cyrus, for some reason. I just don't know why.
Oh, thank you. It's in the Bible, by the way. So, King of Persia. So hopefully another king is rising here in Columbus.
Maybe it'd be you.
That's the plan.
All right. Everybody have a great evening, and thank you for listening to Horror Pop After Midnight.